Hey there, and welcome. This is a training module from Oasis&Brooks Ltd, and today we are unlocking the essential toolkit for any top-tiered business analyst. We're going to walk through 6 really powerful techniques that will help you master just about any project challenge and deliver real, tangible business value. Let's dive in. So, let me ask you something right off the bat. So many projects get started with all this ambiguity, right? Shifting requirements, fuzzy goals. It's like building on a foundation of sand. Our goal today is to give you the tools you need to build on solid rock, making sure every single project is stable, clear, and totally set up for success from day one. So here's the game plan for today. We'll kick things off by introducing the toolkit itself. Then we'll talk about laying the project groundwork. After that, we'll get into analyzing the core problem, and we'll wrap up by talking about how to secure the solution. It's a journey, really, from chaos to clarity. Okay, so the tools we're about to dive into, they're not just random ideas. These are 6 super powerful techniques pulled straight from the industry's gold standard, the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, or as you probably know it, the BABOK Guide. Think of these as your secret weapons for cutting through all that project's confusion and delivering crystal clear direction. All right, first things first. You can't solve a problem if you don't even know what you're dealing with, right? This first phase is all about defining the who and the what of your project. I promise you, get this right, and everything that follows just falls into place so much more easily. So, tool number 1 is all about the people. I mean, think about it. If you don't know who's involved, who's impacted, or who has the information you need, your project is basically flying blind. This technique isn't just about jotting down a list of names. It's about really understanding their goals and influence so you can work with them effectively from start to finish. Let's make this feel real with a little case study. Imagine we're working for a company called Innovate Corp, and we're building a new customer portal. This here is a persona for our main user, Sarah. By spelling out her goals, her frustrations, and what she needs, the entire team gets this really clear, empathetic picture of who they're building for. We're not just building a portal, we're solving Sarah's problem. Okay, so we've got the who, now we need the what. And let me tell you, scope modeling is your absolute best friend for fighting off that dreaded monster we all call scope creep. You know what I'm talking about? When a project just keeps growing and growing until it's totally unmanageable. This technique is all about drawing a very clear line in the sand. And check this out. This is it in action. For the Innovate Corp portal, the stuff on the left, that's what the team has promised to deliver. But honestly, the list on the right, the out-of-scope list, is just as critical. It's what everyone has explicitly agreed they are not going to build. This one simple visual manages expectations and keeps the whole team laser-focused. All right, so we know who we're building this for, and we've drawn the boundaries around what we're building. Now it's time to dig a little deeper. These next couple of tools are designed to help us dissect the real problem, making sure our solution is actually aimed at the right target. Okay, this is where you get to put on your detective hat. Customers might tell you about a symptom, the obvious problem. But a great analyst, they don't stop there. Root cause analysis is the technique you use to get past all the surface level noise and find that one foundational flaw that, if you fix it, solves the problem for good. Just watch how this 5 whys method totally unpacks the problem for Innovate Corp. We start with the complaint, incorrect orders. Okay, but by asking why over and over again, we peel back the layers. It's not just about data entry errors. The real root cause is a systemic flaw. And just like that, the new portal has a very clear, very high-value problem to solve. So you've found the real problem. Awesome. Now you got to figure out how to fix it. That's where sequence diagrams come into play. They're basically a map for how different parts of a system will talk to each other to get something done. It translates a business need into a logical flow that developers can actually understand and build. And what's so cool about this is how simple yet powerful it is. This is the reorder process for our new portal. In one single clear line, it shows the exact sequence of communication between the user, the app, and the database. This little diagram helps developers build it right and helps stakeholders see exactly how it's going to work. Okay, things are really starting to come together. Our solution is taking shape. But here's the thing. A great solution isn't just about cool features. It's got to be controlled, secure, and resilient. This final set of tools is all about protecting the value that you've worked so hard to create. Seriously, who can do what? This is one of the most important questions you'll answer for any system. A roles and permissions matrix gives you a crystal clear, unambiguous answer. It makes sure the right people have the right access and that absolutely no one has access they shouldn't. It's so fundamental for both security and just usability. And bam, here's that matrix for the Innovate Corp portal. It's so obvious, right? Everyone can see orders, but hey, not everyone can go around adjusting prices or deleting users. Only an admin can do that. This simple little table prevents a whole world of potential problems down the line. And for our final tool, we're talking about preparing for the unexpected. Look, risk management isn't about being negative or pessimistic. It's about being a pro. It's all about proactively spotting what could go wrong so you can have a plan ready to go, protecting the project's value. You know, one of the biggest takeaways from the BABOK guide is that risk is rarely just about the tech. It's almost always about the people and the process. You've got to ask yourself, how experienced is my team? Are my stakeholders on board, or are they resistant to this change? How much of their time can I realistically expect to get? These human factors are often the biggest risks of all. So, here's the bottom line. You don't just make a list of risks and then, hope for the best? No way. You actively manage them. Here's a classic example. Busy stakeholders. The risk is delays in rework. The mitigation? A smart, respectful adjustment to how you work with them. That is proactive risk management in a nutshell. And that's the journey. From figuring out your stakeholders and scope to digging deep to find the real problem, and then securing your solution and planning for risks. These 6 techniques, they're your toolkit for turning total chaos into absolute clarity. That's the power you have as a business analyst. So as you get back to your own work, I want you to think about this. What challenges are you dealing with right now? Out of everything we've talked about, which one of these tools are you going to grab first to make a real difference? Thanks for joining us for this Oasis and Brooks training explainer.